Dear students, today we will discuss MOSFET as an amplifier common source configuration. First, we'll start with the basic concept. What do you mean by linear amplifier? If I want to design the linear amplifier, it should satisfy the two property. The first property, the magnitude should be larger, and another important property is the output signal and input signal should be directly proportional. That means any portion of your output should not be clipped out. Okay, suppose this is your input, your output should be your magnified one, but signal should not clip out in the any portion, either in the positive or negative. So this is a general linear amplifier concept. Okay, so now we will go for the small signal analysis. Before you are going for analysis, let me explain the circuit clearly. See, you can see this is your gate, this is your drain and source. Source, it was grounded, so it was common source configuration. The input is given in the gate and drain is the output you are taking. And here you can see your AC was superimposed in the DC circuit. Okay, AC was superimposed. So what is the AC here? This is your input and VGSQ is your DC point. So first you are fixing the quotient point, then you are applying the swing. Then you are superimposing the signal in the circuit. So this is a small v and small I, and this is your VGSQ. So that means the combination, this is a AC and this is your DC. So combination of both and AC is called total instantaneous. So before you are going for the further slide, you want to be very clear with this notation. See, when you want to represent any AC notation, it should be represented in the small letter. See, both this I and subscript should be also in the small letter. If you want to represent any DC values, any voltage or current, it should be in the capital, both. Suppose if I want to represent total instantaneous, that is a combination of AC and the DC, that is a total instantaneous, small I, capital D. Otherwise, capital D, small d, anything, it's up to your understanding. So for AC values, it should be in the small character. For DC value, it should be in the capital. For combination of both AC and DC, that is the total instantaneous value, it should be represented in the either the capital I or subscript should be in the small. Otherwise, small I should be capital D. Okay, this notation you have to be followed. Okay, when you look at the circuit here, you can see here this is your output current, this is your output voltage, and this is your input voltage which was given in the circuit. So exactly at the quotient point, signal was flowing. Signal was varying with respect to the time. You have fixed the quotient point in between the cutoff region and the non-saturation region, right? So you can see this is the saturation point. You can see this is a transition point that was placed in between the saturation region and the non-saturation, that is a ohmic region. So I can say this is a VDS saturation. So VDS saturation, you know, that is a happen VGS minus VTN voltage. So it should be greater than VGS minus VTN. Okay, so in this condition you have to check in order to go your transistor for the saturation condition, right? So this is your total instantaneous current and this is your total instantaneous voltage. This is a combination of AC. You can see this is a AC. See, this is a AC and then this is a DC. So that represent the total instantaneous concepts, right? So I hope you understand. Now we will go for the further slides. See, to understand the mathematical modeling, that is a small signal modeling, you want to understand the parameters first. So first let me clear the parameters. See, already I said small v, capital VGS, that is a total instantaneous, equal to DC plus AC, because all are in the capital, all are in the small. I can write VA equal to VGS. Okay, VA input voltage will be equal to the VGS. Okay, that is a basic scenario for this circuit. VGSQ plus VGS. So you know the drain current is nothing but a Kn into VGS minus VTN whole square. It's a basic formula you know. In the saturation region, there is a formula. It's not in the non-saturation. It is only for the saturation region condition. Now I am going to plug in this VGS. I already calculated what is a VGS. I just substituted. So if you substituted, you will be getting ID equal to Kn VGSQ plus VGS minus VTN whole square. So just rearranging the parameter, you will be getting VGSQ minus VTN plus VGS. So that I am writing as a plus B. So A plus B whole square formula, A square plus B square plus 2AB. So A square plus B square plus 2AB. So that gives this expansion. Now I want to separate what is a DC component and what is a AC component. This will be a DC component. You can see all are the DC values. So I'm writing IDQ is nothing but that is a DC component is nothing but a Kn VGSQ minus VTN whole square. Then you can see this is a AC parameter. So this will be the AC value. So your AC component ID equal to 2Kn VGSQ minus VTN VGS. This will be harmonics. So I can remove from the further derivation. So from this I am going to write change of ID, the change of ID, small ID with respect to the VGS, that is a dynamic part. Change of ID with respect to the VGS. So I can write like a change of ID with respect to VGS, so that when VGS come down, it will become 2Kn VGS minus VTN. That's it. I can write GM equal to 2Kn VGS minus VTN. I can write like a 2 square root of Kn IDQ. Why it was manipulated from this equation. Very simple. So ID equal to Kn VGS minus VTN whole square. So once you substitute for this corresponding value, that can be written like 2 square root of Kn IDQ. You know what is a Kn? Kn is nothing but a K dash n divided by 2 W by L. That is, W is the width of the channel, L is the length of the channel. So these are the small signal parameter you want to know before proceeding the problem. What are the steps you need to proceed before solving the problem? First, you want to remove all the DC supply from the circuit. You want to make it as a 0 DC. Then you want to connect those elements to the ground. The second condition, I want to check the MOSFET is biased in the saturation region or not. You want to check. That means VDS should be greater than VGS minus VTN. You have to check. Finally, you want to replace your MOSFET to the small signal model. So these are the procedure you have to follow to solve the numericals. First, we will see how to draw the small signal equivalent for the MOSFET. So this is a general MOSFET. You can see gate, drain, source, input voltage, output voltage, then output current. Okay, you can take only this one for clear understanding. Okay, so don't confuse with this. You take only the total instantaneous part, that will give the clear view for you. Now I am marking this gate here and drain here, source here. You know that source will be common for the input port and the output port. So this making this clear. Now here it was open circuit. Why? Because gate and here you have a huge impedance. You have a high impedance in the circuit. So in order to represent the high impedance, it was open circuited. So you have high voltage drop, but current is 0, here. So it was represented here. The drain current will be dependent to this VGS. Okay, so I can say like it is a current. The current was controlled by your voltage. Okay, is a voltage control current device. Your MOSFET is something like a voltage control current device. So like like a GM. What is a GM? The change of ID with respect to the change of VGS. So I can write your ID. From this it comes ID equal to GM into VGS. So it was represented here. So here you can see in BJT it was represented by the circle. Here it was represented by the rhombus. So it just only for understanding. Okay, so to show the differentiation between the MOSFET model and the BJT model. So this is your output current and this is your output total instantaneous voltage. Here I have not represent R0. Actually you can represent R0, okay, based on some perspective. Consider you have ID. Suppose you have a VDS. See, when you have a flat band like this, your R0 is infinity. That means current will not propagate, so you not to mention. So it will be considered as open circuit. Consider you have a response like this. So you have some channel length modulation. Here you have a slope. So I want to represent the slope, right? So this slope is nothing but a change of ID with respect to the change of VDS. So based on the circuit which is given in the problem, you need to consider. Suppose lambda is 0, you know obviously channel length modulation is not there, it is absent. If lambda is something there, so channel length modulation exists. Okay, so that you can consider and you can do the problem. Okay, let me solve the first problem. See, so this is a given circuit. So this is your AC input and this is a DC quotient voltage and this is your output current, this is your supply voltage. That's output. So supply voltage is 10. This RD resistance is given 5 kilo ohm and Kn 0.8 and VGSQ, that is a DC voltage 2 voltage and VT threshold voltage 1 and lambda 0.01. Okay, first you know what is your ID current. So first we will calculate the drain current. So drain current, how you will calculate? Kn into VGS minus VTN whole square. So VGS is nothing but a 2. So Kn is nothing but a 0.8. 0.8 into 2 minus 1 whole square. You will be getting 0.8 milliamps. Then I want to find a GM. So GM is nothing but a 2 Kn VGSQ minus VTN. So 2 Kn is nothing but a 0.8 and VGSQ is nothing but a 2 and threshold voltage is nothing but a 1. So you will be getting 1.6 milliamps. So unit you can see it was GM is nothing but a change of current with respect to voltage. So that's why you can see that was milliamps per volt. R0, how you will calculate the output resistance? The change of VDS by change of ID. So here it was 1 by R when you see the graph, because here it is marked for ID versus VDS. So here whatever you are seeing, that is 1 by R. So that's why it was written inverse. So 1 by lambda is a channel length modulation parameter. See, when you are increasing VDS greater than VDS saturation, at one point what happened? Based on the changes in the VDS, there is some change in the current. So that moment we can say as a channel length modulation is occurring. That is called early voltage. Okay, that voltage VDS can be represented by 1 by lambda. Can represent like this. So that gives 1 by lambda IDQ equal to 0.01 into 0.8. So I have taken the inverse for this. If you take an inverse, that is lambda IDQ plus 1. So it was same represented here. So 0.01 into 0.8 power minus 1, you will be getting 125 kilo ohm. Okay, so V0 equal to minus GM VGS into R0 paired to capital RD. Okay, so when you see your output voltage, that is your first let me come to this equivalent circuit. So first, what is the procedure you have to do? You have to remove the DC supply. When you remove the DC supply, what happened? So this RD will come to the ground So I want to replace this MOSFET to the mathematical modeling, right? You have to convert to the mathematical modeling. So VGS, GM VGS, R naught. Here you have a channel length modulation, so R naught was represented. So now I want to write V naught. V naught is nothing but a I into R. Here R is nothing but a, if you see from the right side, R is nothing but a R naught parallel to capital RD. The current is nothing but a, you can see the current ID and IL both will be opposite. Okay, so the ID will be coming like this, and IL will be going like this. So in order to represent this opposite direction, here minus was introduced here. So what is the ID? So ID, you know, that is a GMVGS. So you'll be getting, this is the ID term and this is your resistance term. So minus GMVGS into R naught parallel to capital RD. So now I want to find what is your gain, voltage gain. How will calculate? So you know that VGS equal to VI. So VGS equal to VI, you know, right? So if you calculate the, if you substitute VGS equal to VI, okay, so what you will be getting? So you can rearrange this equation. So V naught by VI. When you substitute VGS equal to VI, you can break down. So that gives like a minus gm r naught parallel to capital RD. So that is your AV. So that is V naught by VI equal to minus gm r naught parallel to capital RD. Okay, so if you substitute the values, it is 1.6, 125, that is you calculated R naught here, parallel to 5, you will be getting minus 7.68. This is again problem. Here this is a problem relevant to the divider biasing, voltage divider biasing. So this is a bypassed RS. Okay, so it is bypassed by the capacitor in the AC analysis. First, let me explain how to draw the small signal model. First step, what is the step 1? You have to remove the DC. Step 2, the removed element should be connected to the ground. The removed element to be connected to the ground. So let me explain here. I removed the VDD. So R1 be connected to the ground. So you can see R2 was already connected to the ground. Here you have a node. So this R1 and R2 will become parallel now. Then this RD removed. So RD will come parallel. So now I want to represent this MOSFET in the mathematical modeling. You know how you will draw the mathematical modeling. So that is a source, common, gate and drain. So in between here you have a VGS, the current looking a source. So that is a GM times of VGS. Then if you consider R0, there is a channel length modulation. The R0 you have to, resistance should be placed in between the drain and source. So you can see this is your equivalent circuit. Okay, so now we will see the problem, how to solve. The supply voltage is 10 and drain resistance is 5 kilo ohm, R1 82 kilo ohm, R2 30 kilo ohm and Kn conduction parameter 0.8, then threshold voltage 1.5, lambda. So that means R0 is exist. If suppose lambda is not given, you should not take this R0. So you can take it as infinite and you can remove this R0 element. So here first I want to find a VGSQ. How you will find a VGSQ? That is VDD into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This is a DC analysis. So VGSQ equal to VDD into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So you'll be getting 10 into 30 divided by 82 plus 30. You'll be getting 2.678 voltage. Then I want to find what is your drain current. So drain current is Kn VGS minus VTN whole square. So Kn is nothing but a 0.8. So VGS you have found at 2.678 minus threshold voltage 1.5. So you'll be getting 1.11 milliamps. Now I want to find what is your output voltage. VDS nothing but a VDD minus IDRD. So VDD is nothing but a 10 and ID is nothing but your 1.11 and RD is nothing but a 5. So milliamps and kilo will be cancelled. So you'll be getting 4.45 voltage. So you can see the VGS is greater than or VGS minus VTN. So this is a condition to check it was in the saturation or not. What is the VGS? We have calculated 4.45. So what is the VGS? It is given in the you have calculated 2.678 minus threshold is 1.5. So you can see clearly this is your transistor is in the saturation region because this condition is satisfied. The VDS is greater than your VGS minus VTN. So this is a condition VDS is greater than VDS saturation. Perfect. So now we will be finding the RI. See, when you look at the circuit, you can see R1 is parallel to R2. See, look at from the left side. The RI is nothing but R1 parallel to R2. So that is 82 parallel to 30. You'll be getting 21.96 kilo ohms. So when you calculate what is the output voltage, so V0 is nothing but a current into resistance. What is the current term? The current is nothing but a GM into VGS, and resistance term is nothing but a R0 parallel to capital RD. Okay, so when you first here I want to calculate the VGS here. So how you will calculate this VGS? Supply voltage into corresponding resistance, that is Ri divided by Ri plus RSI. So that gives VGS. So VGS is nothing but by using voltage divider rule. By using voltage divider rule, that is VI into corresponding resistance Ri divided by sum of the total resistance. So I just plug in this here. So just bring Vi down. So V naught by Vi equal to minus Gm VGS R naught parallel to capital RD into Ri divided by Ri plus RSI. Now plug in all values. You know what is a GM, you know what is a VGS, you know what is R naught, RD, everything is calculated. All are known values. Just substitute. Just plug in those values. You will be getting minus 7.55. Finally, I want to calculate what is your R naught. How you can calculate R naught? So that is R naught parallel to the capital RD. R naught parallel to the capital RD. So that means 5 will parallel to the 90. So when 5 parallel to 90 will be getting 4.737 kilo ohms. So this is a problem you can try. Okay, this is another problem with a different dimension. See here, the given supply voltage is 15 and drain resistance is 3.3 kilo ohm, and R1 resistance is 47 kilo ohm and R2 is 8.2 kilo ohm and K dash N is 80 micrograms and width by length ratio is 6.25. Threshold voltage is 2 and GM 23, then V in 25. So here I want to calculate Kn. So how you calculate the Kn? K dash n is given. You know the formula K dash n by 2 W by N. Say 80 by 2 W by L is 6.25. You will be getting 0.25. So you want to find what is the VGSQ. What is the procedure? VDD into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So you will be getting 2.2283. Then you know the current equation Kn into VGS minus VTN whole square. So just plug in all known values. You will be getting 0.012 milliamps. Then you want to find what is the output voltage, that is VDD minus IDRD. So 15 minus 0.012 into 3.3, we will be getting 14.96. So it is clearly show that it is in the saturation region because VDS is greater than VDS saturation. Your transistor in the saturation region. So if you draw the mathematical modeling, how you will draw? So this is your source, this is your gate, and this is your drain. Okay, so let me remove this DC. So this R1 and R2 will become parallel, right? R1 and will become parallel. So this capacitor will become short circuit. So you have an input VI. Okay, you have a VI. Then this RD also will come down. Then you have output voltage V0. Now I want to replace this model. Okay, so here it will be represented by the open circuit, that is VGS. Here that is a drain current. So drain current So we want to represent with this shape Gm into VGS. So suppose channel length modulation is there, you can represent R naught. If not there, you need not to represent R naught. Okay, so this is a procedure to solve the small signal model. Then I want to find what is your AV. So AV is nothing but a V naught by VI. Okay, so V naught, that is I into R. Here it is Gm VGS into capital RD divided by your input. Okay, VI and VGS both are same, so I can cancel. So V naught will be minus Gm RD. So let's come here. Gm RD 75.9. So suppose you want to find what is the output voltage. The input voltage considers 25 millivolt. How you will find, what is the AV, what is the input, so that you can find what is your output voltage. You know the formula V naught by V equal to AV. From this written, so V naught equal to your gain into your input voltage. It gives 1.8975 voltage. Okay, so suppose in the problem the IDN is given 200 milliamps, something like this. So you can find the Kn with this formula, that is IDN divided by VGS on minus VTN. Okay, with that formula you can find what is the Kn, and further you can proceed like a previous slide. Okay, so I hope you understood. Thank you.